let's see. I will friendly chat up these prisoners, but no medicine. That's going to take a lot of my time, of course, but getting that skill up will allow me to recruit prisoners in the future more easily. Yeah, my little rodent army of 1. I think that rat might have even bit the enemy once. Maybe just once. Alright, now that they're all up again, there's more work to be done. So hopefully I'll get these guys back to building. They're all sleeping for the moment. Yeah, that Thrumbo saw the turrets and was just like, oh, forget it. We're out of here. Yeah, I don't want to actually recruit any of them. Just friendly talking. They're all terrible. Some of this corn is getting ready to grow, which is good. About time. Corn takes a while. Takes pretty much a whole season. Alright, well now that I have nothing left to mine, my guys should start building, back to building. And his tame chance is really bad. But yeah, I'm getting a little bit of a rat army here. Well, good trader, alright. Who is my Trillo? Oh, this doesn't have power yet. Oh, it should. So now it does. It's just connected to the wrong thing. I certainly have a lot of wood that I don't need, which yields me a lot of silver, which I could use. So what else is there here? There is some drugs. I'm not going to mess with drugs quite yet. That can be in the future. I will sell off all of the dead gear. God knows I don't need it. Got plenty of it. I'm going to keep the dead helmet, though. Buy the steel military helmet. Buy some gold, maybe 50 gold. So I'm still netting a profit here. And I could buy a bunch of fertilized ostrich eggs. And have a bit of ostrich farm, but I think it's a bit early to pull the trigger on that. Sell off all this leather and buy components so I don't have to go mining for additional components. Call that good for now. It's a nice tidy profit. It looks like, yeah, I have to destroy this conduit here. There we go. I'm going to get burying so we don't end up with rotting corpses. I've made that mistake in the past, not looking to repeat it. Alright, a little bit of a social fight. And oh no, he hit the trap. Jeez, I didn't realize that. I want to get these built and not be standing in them. So he got a messed up eye from hitting the trap. This is, of course, the threat of these traps. I might even put granite doors or something along the side so I can rearm them without having to step through them. So good old slow granite doors here. Because I don't want that to happen again. So given that Morgan got hurt, I'm going to have him go take a timeout. Somehow that trap hit his eye. I have no idea how that's possible, but that's what happened. And Gwen is not our doctor anymore. That's right, you lost a hand. Trillo. Or Griffiths, I guess. And he's already doctoring. Good. Alright, so getting these traps built. Up and running. And what I'm going to do here is Area 1. Who's my best constructor? I just want to get these built and then prohibit the area entirely so they no longer walk through it. So Trillo. Oh, Gwen's already doing it. So Trillo, you go do it. Griffiths, you can rearm. Alright, now for allowed area, Area 1. And then over to zone. What is it? Restrict, manage areas, invert Area 1. And then restrict everyone to Area 1. So they stay out of the traps entirely. They're now prohibited from going inside those trap zones. And another task that I obviously have to undertake is to cut all these trees down, because they're all eventually going to be in the way of this kill box. This area here is not panning out quite what I hoped it would be, because it's all overhead mountain, but I'll make do. Morgan, you're healing. I need to get a bionic eye for him sooner or later. Pointless capturing? No. I will. In fact, I can right now. Let's see, factions. Call in. Try to call in some slavers here. Done. So now I'll no longer have to feed them. Another reason to have them around is it does level up my social. So Trillo's social has increased by 1 or 2 actually, since I got those prisoners. And because the Wanderer Join incident is disabled, actually I'll just show you the scenario here. So I start with 5 people between these ages. Wanderer and Refugee is disabled, and it's just a normal start other than that, more or less. So I have to be careful about making sure I have good social skills to be able to recruit, because I don't have the ability to get people any other way but capturing them or buying them off slavers. Those are the only 2 ways. So it looks like I need meals again. I just noticed this. So let's unsuspend this. My cook being Griffiths will get back to work. I'm going to disallow Trillo and Davies from eating the raw meat. I could feed raw meat to the prisoners, though. That I don't care so much about. So filling this area back in because it's all bad. But what I will try to do is I will dig it out a little bit like this and see what is bad and what is not. So I'm getting the new kill box built up quickly. Ugly concrete floors. Going to continue to do some mining because I'm using quite a lot of steel. I probably am done with granite blocks for now, so I'll cancel that out. I don't even have the time to produce pemmican. I mean, I don't have the research yet, I don't think. Nope. So although that's a pretty good way to feed them, that will have to come sometime in the future. Now, I believe I am good to make fine meals now. So let's get that going with all this lovely corn. hauling it in, not so that it can spoil, or not to prevent spoiling, but because I don't want to have to add travel time. Killing them, no, they're worth silver. You know, they're worth some silver, and I don't have much, so let's not be wasteful here. They're worth something to me. Some social skills and silver. That's something to count. Looks like some more Muffalo moved in, and they're really close, so I'm going to queue up some hunt for them. Also levels my shooting, so that's good too. Getting the rest of this build going, as you can see. Now this mud is a slow walk speed, so if I have a sniper set up here, they can snipe a fair amount before they even get close. And I think I'm just going to wood floor the crap out of it. As much as I can. I might not even wood floor. I'll just leave dirt. I'll just try to get the rats to eat the grass. So I'm actually going to change my animal area 1 to this zone, because this is where I want them eating now. And clear that zone out. Now I only have 1 rat, so it's not like they're going to do a whole lot of it. But eventually, you know, I'll have a rat-infested area here. Yeah, Andres, I don't care. This is just the way I'm playing it. You can complain that it's not efficient, but I never said that this is going to be the most efficient playthrough. Just a playthrough of Woad Warriors. That's the only thing I've promised thus far. Yeah, watching them takes time, but they're worth money, and I can feed them. And even cooking meals for them, that does level up my cooking skill. In fact, it has. And now I'm eating fine meals because I've been cooking for them. So, sure, you know, it was a little wasteful, but I actually physically benefited from taking care of them myself. So, you know, looking after your prisoners might seem a little pointless, but it has purpose, I promise you. And in this case, it has leveled up my social skill, has leveled up my cooking, you know, has even leveled up some of my medicine because they fight with one another. It really does have benefit. And yeah, they eat a little bit, but look, I have 1,000 corn and, you know, meals, ample meals. So, yeah, it's not much of a problem. I don't have to sweat it. In fact, leveling up my medicine has been really handy. So here's the slavers. They're coming to buy what I have to sell. Look at this fertile area. That's going to be a nice zone in the future. So this looks a little ugly, but this will allow me to rearm the traps without getting murdered. Now, of course, the slavers might walk through this, but that would be their fault, not my own. I've been to Estonia before. Years ago, but I have. Estonia and Latvia. Truth be told, I'm not sure I'd be able to tell the difference between the two. But I like that area of the country. Or of Europe, I should say, in general. I don't... maybe I'll keep the incendiary launcher. You never know when you need it. I'm going to sell the assault rifles because they're poor quality and they're inaccurate. I'm going to sell my broken down vest. And of course, I'm going to sell my slaves. Now, the trouble is, the slaver here doesn't have enough money to cover this transaction. So I do want to buy some stuff from them. He doesn't have a whole lot of good stuff to buy, but he does have a superior personal shield, but it's way past my ability to afford it. So I think I'll just buy a lot of smoke leaf joints off of him, enough to cover the cost that he can't. There we go. 25 smoke leaf joints. Yeah, they can. But as you can see, these friendlies are just waltzing into the traps constantly. That was the worry, is they'd hit the traps. And they're hovering all over the traps here, Travis. They're just like egging the traps on to trip like idiots. I mean, they don't trip them automatically, but you know, I don't want them getting aggroed with me, because I only have so many slavers that I can trade to initially. And then, you know, down the line I'm going to conquer them, so there's also that. So it looks like I need more granite blocks here. So I'll queue some more of that up. I have Griffiths working on buckets of fine meals. I'll craft about 50 before I tell them to stop. Yeah, well, they're stupid maybe. I don't know. I don't know why they're doing it, but they're doing it. So now I have a pretty sizable area that I've walled off and secured. I do have to check for Overhead Mountain, and I have some more work to do. But, not a bad little start. What is this Overhead Mountain? So it's just this area here. Alright. Alright, so now they're leaving with no silver left, but I no longer have prisoners to deal with, which means I can actually create a decent prison. My people here aren't having any mental breaks. I haven't actually had a single mental break yet. So while yes, it would be helpful to make rooms, I've done that in the past, and I'd rather just have really, really strong defenses, given that the quality of my base is going up considerably. You know, the wealth. If I look at my wealth meter, it's just continually going up. It's already about almost half as wealthy as my Sea Ice Community Challenge recordings, which means that I will be getting some difficult enemies coming in on me soon. Now for work, I keep checking, but I think my best constructor is... Oh, now it's Trillo and Gwen. Okay. Morgan's the one breaking it down, but I can have Gwen be the one to build it. Build it with her one hand. So here we go. We're just putting my turrets back down there now that I have a power grid that runs all the way there. I need to finish up that little area, obviously. But I think the few granite blocks I just cranked out will be enough to finish that off. Now looking at this, pretty much most of this has Overhead Mountain, but I can dig up here and go around it. I'm trying to figure out how to use this as a killing window. That is the eventual goal.